Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Steve McCrawley coming with another video. Today, some more VGC 17 battles here on the battle spot. Today, I'm rocking a new team. I'll go over it a little bit quickly. It's going to be based on a lot of things that I saw at Worlds, so it might not work out too well. It might not be a good concoction of all the things I wanted to try, but there were a few things that I wanted to try, and I felt like they would kind of flow well a little bit. So, my team, I got 4 of them here. We have Salamence, Nihilego, Buzzwole, Alolan Marowak, and the 2 that are not here are Tapu Fini and Celesteela. So I don't think I've used Salamence. I might have in this VGC. Actually, I don't think I used it in VGC 16 either. I haven't used Nihilego, I haven't used Buzzwole, and I haven't used Celesteela yet. So I think it's like 4 out of 6. I've definitely used Alolan Marowak before, and obviously my last team had Tapu Fini. So Salamence is, I have 2 Z Crystal holders. It is going to be Salamence holding the Flyinium Z and the Buzzwole holding the Flytinium Z. So it's going to be a physical Salamence and then physical Buzzwole, obviously. And then Nihilego is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little bit bulkier. It's also going to have Trick Room since I do have some slower Pokemon here. So for the Buzzwole, for the Marowak, for the Celesteela as well. With the Buzzwole, pretty standard. Alolan Marowak, pretty standard. Celesteela, pretty standard. No substitute, but still Leech Seed, still Stally. And then this Tapu Fini is a little different. It's a Choice Specs, so it's going to be a little different than the one that I used on my last team, but still going to be kind of the same. Expect the same thing, but that's enough of that. You guys will see more as it goes on. That's why these are free battles, so my opponents might not be using VGC teams, but I am just kind of practicing going through it. So we're going to go ahead and get into the first battle here. My opponent had a team of Politoed, Cherrim, Magmortar, Scizor, Ludicolo, and Lurantis. So he had the dual weather option with the Politoed, and I assume this Magmortar was going to have Sunny Day. That's what I assumed, at least. But I definitely had to worry about his Ludicolo, so I wanted to bring Salamence. I thought he was going to lead Ludicolo Politoed, so like, okay, I'll bring Salamence. I'll be able to hit it with the Z move and knock it out easily. It will outspeed me, yes, but still be able to get a lot of damage off. Nihilego, I want to bring as well, since he does have the Magmortar. It's going to be my main way of dealing with it. And I decided not to bring Celesteela here, because he does have the Magmortar, because he has the Water-type Pokemon. So sure, I can Leech Seed, but it's like it's just not going to work out very well. Especially since he has a Ludicolo, I can't Leech Seed the Ludicolo. And then I didn't necessarily want to bring Alolan Marowak here, but I was like, it at least will get neutral damage off on a whole bunch of things. And the Scizor, I didn't really have a good way of dealing with. So like, okay, I definitely got to bring it, help deal with this Scizor. So Celesteela not getting too much done here, and Tapu Fini could do some damage, but it's Choice Specs, so with a couple of Grass-type Pokemon, I don't want to bring it. So we're going to go ahead and get this battle started. I go Salamence, Nihilego, and my opponent is going to lead Politoed, Cherrim, which is not what I was expecting, or I was expecting the Politoed, not the Cherrim. So Cherrim, its ability is not going to activate because the sun's not up, but then I remember here, I'm pretty sure Cherrim gets access to Weather Ball, so it will be able to fire a Weather Ball, which would become Water type plus Rain boosted into my Nihilego. So it's a threat. So I protect my Nihilego here. I'm thinking maybe he'll double target it. I don't know. And I go straight up for the Z Crystal. No protect on my opponent's part. So this is going to be huge. It's actually funny. This is a Z Fly. This was pretty popular at Worlds, the Z Crystal Salamence. Initially, it was at the beginning of the season, it was the Dragon Z move, and a special attacker, but this one's a physical attacker and it's a Z Fly. So this is probably the only time you'll ever see Fly used on Pokemon is on the Salamence, because that's the strongest flying type move it gets access to. So that's a knockout onto Cherrim, and we actually see the Ice Beam come out from the Politoed. So I wasn't too thrilled about that. I do survive, and he's gonna bring out the Scizor. So I was debating whether I wanted to go for a Trick Room here, because it could be a problem with my Salamence out on the field, but I was like, I was going to do something a little cheeky here, where I'm going to be the fastest Pokemon here, and I'll set up Trick Room, and then I'll be the slowest Pokemon. So I plan to be untouched that whole thing, but he actually doubled up in the Manipulago, just because I protected, so it was the sure knockout, and Salamence is getting too much done. Even if I had Flamethrower, I wouldn't be able to pick up the knockout onto that Scizor because the rain's up. So I bring in my Buzzwole to help deal with this Scizor. The Fly goes into it, does just over 50%, and the Scizor gets greedy with the Sword Stance. It's like, well, this is perfect. Not like there's much this like the Scizor couldn't even go for a Bullet Punch because I was in the middle of Fly, so not much he could do. So I mean, it was a good play all around, but it's not going to work. It's going to be a free knockout into the Scizor. So we're up 3-2. I do get the Beast Boost into the attack stat, which is huge. It's a shame I didn't get the Trick Room up because that speed drop would have helped me out big time. But we see his last Pokemon's Magmortar. I'm really happy about that because with the rain up, there's not much this Magmortar can do. So I protect with my Buzzwole and I go for the Earthquake just to get off the damage. And this way I can kind of... I didn't know if it was going to be Focus Sash. I don't want any shenanigans. This is kind of a safe play for me. And I was thinking maybe he'd double target the Magmortar, or excuse me, the Buzzwole. So the Flamethrower goes in, and so does the Scald. So good play for me right there. And here I'm kind of debating what do I want to do. I go for the double protect because I'm like, an Earthquake is not going to pick up the knockout on Politoed, and Earthquake plus Scald, like Scald did over 50%, so another Scald will pick up the knockout on me. But I value getting the knockout on this Magmortar because in the back I have my... I mean, he has to kind of decide here if he wants to knock out Salamence or Buzzwole. So if I did something else, he wouldn't have been like stuck. So now it's a 2v1, and the rain is gone. So I'm going to set up a Dragon Dance here. I'm thinking he's going to target into my Alolan Marowak. So I go for the Dragon Dance on my Salamence, and he actually goes for the Encore. An interesting choice. I mean, if I went for Fly I wasn't going to go for Earthquake. That was pretty obvious. But if I went for Fly, it would have been a big... he would have lost outright. So I'm going to bring him down. He's not going to be able to knock out, but he is going to be holding a 50% berry. So a tricky situation here. So I'm going to protect with Marowak. He's obviously going to attack into that slot and set up the Dragon. Keep on going with the Dragon Dances here. So essentially, I just need to either stall out the Encore, basically. So that's one turn of Encore right there. So I don't really have any other way around this. The only way I can win is if Marowak can take a Scald. That's really all it comes down to. Because if I live the Scald, the Shadow Bone will hit and I'll win, and I'll need it to protect. So yeah, I actually take that pretty well. Which is what you'd expect. This is a bulkier Alolan Marowak because I am running it with the Trick Room team, and that Shadow Bone is going to be enough to pick up the knockout. So even if that didn't pick up the knockout, all I had to do was protect Marowak, and Salamence would have Dragon Danced again. I mean, I guess he could have predicted that. Actually, I guess I didn't even need to protect. I could have just gone for the Shadow Bone and let Salamence go for the Dragon Dance. And then whichever one, if either he knocked out the Marowak and the next turn Salamence would have picked up the knockout with an Earthquake, or he'd attack the Salamence and I would have finished him off with a Shadow Bone. So that Politoed, this one I kind of saw that water type Pokemon are pretty strong against or not necessarily strong against my team, because you saw the Politoed didn't really do much to my team anyways. But I don't really have a powerful way. I don't have super effective damage for them. How about that? I don't have Kartana. I don't have Tapu Koko. So it could just be a potential problem, something I'll have to look out for when I face off against other water teams, especially something like a rain team with a Golduck. But I mean, Z-moves are a thing. Trick Room's a thing, so not necessarily the end of the world. This team does bring power. So good battle. We're going to go ahead and move on to the second one here. My opponent had a team of Pangoro, Pyroar, Mamoswine, Alolan Muck, and the other two not featured here were the Mimikyu and Togedemaru. So pretty interesting. I don't, or like I said, I don't know if these Pokemon are illegal or not. I don't really care. It's just kind of the idea of practicing. So the main thing that scares me here is the Pyroar, because I don't have any water, or I do have a water type Pokemon, Tapu Fini, but and I do have my Buzzwole as well. But it was just kind of the main thing because with my it can do some good damage to my Celesteela, and then Mamoswine's not gonna be a problem. The Pangoro's not gonna be much of a problem either. So with Celesteela, the main thing that I need to look for is Pokemon that can damage my Celesteela for a lot of damage, and that's pretty much the Pyroar. So if I can get rid of that, that'll greatly help Celesteela's ability to basically carry this game. So I want to bring Buzzwole, and I pretty much bring my slower Trick Room Pokemon here. I feel like it'd do well against this team. With the Pyroar, if I can get a Trick Room up, or even just without the Trick Room, just a Power Gem onto Pyroar, it'll probably pick up the knockout. I'm not heavily invested in special attack, but I still have some investment there to help deal some extra damage. So he's going to lead Pyroar Pangoro, and I'm going to go Celesteela Nihilego. So, and we're actually going to see I'm too nervous to eat berries, which is unfortunate because Nihilego is carrying a 50% berry. So hopefully we can knock out the Pyroar before it takes away my opportunity to eat. So he goes for the Flamethrower and the knockoff. So it's not even going to matter. I lose my berry anyways. And I go straight up for the Trick Room here. Because I'm thinking even if I don't pick up the knockout here on Pyroar, if I get up a Leech Seed, I'll be in really good shape. So he goes for the Drain Punch and the Nihilego. I'm going to live on 4. And I do get the Leech Seed off. I go into Pangoro because I figure this Power Gem's either going to pick up the knockout or bring it low enough. I'm not going to waste my Power Gem. So it is going to be a one-hit knockout. So unfortunately, he knocked off my berry because I wouldn't have eaten it until this point where he got knocked out. So here, I get the special defense moves. I'm a noob. I'll tell you that much. I didn't consider the beast boosts when EVing my Pokemon. So after this battle, I actually went and looked up the stats and went to like a stat calculator to see where my EVs needed to be, and I adjusted my EV values on Nihilego so I could get a special attack boost next time. So that's why I'm glad I did this, kind of see that. But he's going to end up Shadow Sneaking Nihilego, but that's fine because I'd rather switch into something like my Alolan Marowak or my what was the other? But I'm going to bring in Alolan Marowak here just because, and I prefer this to having my Nihilego because Alolan Marowak threatens way more damage. I'm going to go for a Swords Dance here. I was thinking he was going to protect Muck or switch out Muck or something, but he goes straight up for the knockoff. So that's going to be a one-hit knockout. That's unfortunate, but I thought he was going to switch out or protect or something so I couldn't Leech Seed him. But I'm okay. I'll take the knockout here onto the Mamoswine, and because now, in a 1v1, Celesteela is going to destroy Muck. I mean, he'll have knockoff, he'll be able to knock me off once, and then he'll have Shadow Sneak, which isn't even going to be stab. So I'll just be able to outstall him easily. So I'm happy to bring in Buzzwole here. I still have my Z move up, and I just have to deal with this Pangoro, and then Celesteela will pretty much be able to finish this one off. So he goes for the poison. I was actually really surprised that Muck was slower, and Pangoro was slower than my Buzzwole, because I don't remember what I looked at. I don't know if I did minimum speed or if I if I didn't go for 0 IVs. I'm not exactly sure. But I go for the Hammer. I was wondering if I needed to go for the Z move, but I was like, I'd rather save the Z move for the Muck so that I didn't have to wait 10 turns to win this one. So I was like, I'll do this, and if it doesn't pick up the knockout, Heavy Slam should do the trick next turn. But it was enough. So I'm in a good spot. The Poison Jab isn't going to do that much to Buzzwole because he has natural physical bulk. And then I'm slowly going to chip away with the... And then the Trick Room expires here, which is pretty clutch. So my opponent's going to end up forfeiting. What I was going to do there is protect Buzzwole and Heavy Slam so I could take him to like just above 50%, like 50 to 60%. And then I was going to hit him with the Z move. That way, if the Z move only did like 80%, he wouldn't bury back up. It was just going to be like a clean knockout. Maybe it would have, as it was anyways. I don't know. I don't know the calc. But I personally learned a lot from that last battle, kind of looking at the beast boosts. Celesteela got the special defense beast boost, which is fine. I'm not gonna give it so much. I'm not gonna give it like another. I think it. I looked at it afterwards too. I was like, do I want to change this? I changed Nicolago, but Nicolago just needed a few special because I think special defense was like 9 points higher than special attack. So I took some from HP and from special defense and put them in special attack, so it was a little bit higher. But with Celesteela, I was like, it's not going to be worth it. I'd have to drastically change EVs. So that's where the EV dropping berries come in handy. But yeah, I'm happy I did those. But I didn't bring Tapu Fini in these yet. It's more for matchups where it actually does damage because it's choice specs. So, and then it also carries Ice Beam to help deal with stuff like Salamence, Garchomp, stuff like that. So that's where you're going to kind of see it come into play. But I mean, against Sun teams, I guess, even against Water teams, you might see it. I just didn't feel like it had too good of a matchup here in these ones. So that's my new team. I'll be rocking this for a little bit. I don't know how well it'll work. There's some stuff I wanted to try. I'm really interested to try out Celesteela. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys get any suggestions for my team, let me know. If you want to battle me, also go ahead and let me know. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.